Hey guys, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should retire, and I'm going to explain why I retired as well. Come along for the ride. Retiring as soon as possible could be one of the best decisions you ever make in your life. Let's see if I can convince you to take the leap and enjoy your life before you get too old and frail. What are the 5 reasons to retire early and get out of the rat race and start living your life? Common sense will tell you it takes away the best years of your life. Your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. Like I said, by the time you retire, you're going to be 64 years old. By the time you receive a pension, you're going to be 67 years old. How crazy is that? They've even bumped it up 3 years. It used to be, I think, 64. Now it's 67. And I don't know if that's both in Canada or the United States, but how insane is that? You got to work all those years just to enjoy a few years by yourself when you're bald, you got gray hair, you're flabby, overweight, and all this stuff. It doesn't have to be that way, but most people, that's how their lives end up. Personally, for me, we all know that we have one shot at life. We only have one shot at this thing, this creation, this world. We have one shot. Now, if you don't plan ahead, and what do you got? Nothing. You don't know what the future holds, but at least if you plan ahead, maybe it'll work out for you. But if you don't plan ahead, you have no shot at living the life you want to live. One shot, that's all we have. Everybody has one shot, and it goes way faster than you think. It doesn't go nearly as slow as you think. And when you get married and have kids, it goes 1,000 times faster. For me personally, I made a calculated effort to plan ahead. If I did real estate, investment properties I bought in the United States back in 2011 when everything was down 75% in Las Vegas. I know not everybody can do that, but I did plan ahead so I could enjoy the later years in my life. Now that I'm 53, I don't have to work anymore because I made a lot of the right decisions. Most people don't want to think about that. Most people want to just come home, chill, watch Netflix, and forget about everything. I get it, but the problem is when you think that way, you'll screw yourself decades down the road because you never planned ahead. And the thing is, none of us is ever going to get younger. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every month, every year, we all get older, right? So I'm never going to look as good as I do now. And I'm not saying I look that good, but you know what I mean. I don't know if I'm going to feel as good as I do now either. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But obviously when you get older, you have more issues. No one knows what the future holds. And this next point, I guess, goes without saying, but of course, you're gonna be happier overall when you do retire. I know I did a video about how you can get depressed and stuff like that, but that was, for me, that was just kind of in the beginning because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself. Like I said in the video, discombobulated, disoriented, but now I've kind of got things planned. Retiring early will make you happier. It's gonna lower your blood pressure. You don't have to deal with crusty bosses and workers who talk behind your back and all that kind of stuff. Unless you like your workplace. A lot of people work in a toxic workplace environment and stuff like that. So getting out of that environment will, of course, lower your blood pressure, and you don't have to deal with those people ever again. You close the door, you say goodbye, and you're out. It looks like the bridge is closed here, it says. It was open last month. Anyway, retiring gave me, and it'll give you, in my opinion, a more meaningful and more purposeful life. You can do a lot of things when you can retire. You can help people. Like I said, I help my parents. I go there, and if they need things done, I'll help them. I'm there for my kids. If they need me to drive them places, well, I'm at home all day. I'm doing, like I said, this YouTube video, but I can stop this anytime, and I can be there for them. My kids are still teenagers, so it's nice that I'm able to be there for them. A lot of people in their 50s, they can't be there for their teenagers because they're working a full-time job. Some people are working overtime, single parents, single moms, single dads. If you can retire early, you can spend a lot more time with your loved ones, with the people that matter the most while you're here, while you're healthy. The thing is, when my kids get older, they're not going to need me as much in a few years, but they're going to remember that I was there for them as much as possible during the most important parts of their life. Here's a statistic for you. Do you know how many hours the average person works until they retire? Guess? 90,000 hours until the average person retires, which is basically the age of 64. 90,000 hours. and you work them away, dealing with people who treat you poorly, working in substandard workplaces, not getting appreciated, 90,000 hours of all that until you actually have a shot and a chance at really enjoying your life. And isn't that crazy? That's just insane to me that we have worked 90,000 hours until most people retire. Wow. That's a crazy amount of hours to work, especially when 50% of the people actually working aren't even happy in their workplace. They're not even happy with the job. They don't feel fulfilled. 50%. That's telling me that most people, for a majority of their life, 50% of the people are actually unhappy for a large portion of their life. Isn't that sad? It's why I tell you, you got to retire as soon as possible. Our life is not meant to work, but it sure seems like that in North America and Canada and the United States, especially with the inflation. The trajectory of people being happy is less and less and less, and the trajectory is going down. More and more unhappy people, less and less happy people. This used to be the dream country to come to in Canada and the United States. Not so anymore, too expensive. Especially here in Vancouver, houses are at a median price of over $1 million, and it's sad. It's sad for most people. They'll never be able to really enjoy the fruits of all their hard work. The 90,000 hours they put in working, they're not really going to benefit from that for the most part. It's crazy. I'm not trying to bring you down, but I'm just telling you, it is nuts, and it really sucks for most people. One last thing, my best man, his father, I think it's over 20 years ago now, so he retired at 65 years old. 2 weeks later, he was at his in-laws' house helping them out, cutting the grass, had a heart attack. Ambulance picked him up, was in a hospital bed for 3 or 4 days with breathing apparatus to help him breathe, a machine or whatever. And at that point, the doctor said, he's going to be a vegetable. He's not going to be able to breathe on his own. Do you want to pull the plug? And at that point, he was gone. So he retired at 65 years old. 2 weeks later, he died. True story, and that's probably happened more than we think. I'm telling you, one shot at this life. Make it worthwhile, have no regrets, do everything you've ever wanted. The last thing you want to do is sit in your rocking chair when you're 79 years old, regretting all the things that you didn't do because you worked too late until 65, 66, 67 years old. Do it now and have a more fulfilling and happy life. Life is short, my friends. Act accordingly. Live your best life now. We don't know what the future holds, trust me. What are your thoughts on retirement? Are you retired, semi-retired? Are you thinking of retiring? Has it crossed your mind at all? Tell me what you think, guys. Leave a comment below. Let's get a community started. Let's try to help each other out. If you want to watch the next video, just click that link right there. By the way, my name is Cause. Thanks for spending the afternoon with me here on my YouTube channel, Positive Groove.